sports fans, welcome into the State Champs studio for our Swing Away softball show. This show is brought to you by Lawrence Technological University. And don't forget, LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women. Not only that, athletic and academic scholarships are available. And what's unique about it all is you can recruit yourself. Visit LTUathletics.com. Well, this past weekend, we couldn't have asked for better weather. About time, it was feeling like softball season. We had some really good matchups around the state, so let's waste no more time and jump right into the action. We start from last Saturday as the defending Division IV state champs Unionville-Sebewaing went on the road to take on the Frankenmuth Eagles, who came in ranked 7th in D2. Frankenmuth had Central Michigan commit Brooklyn Compow in the circle. She led the way with 11 strikeouts on the afternoon. Faith Breininger would put the game out of reach in the 5th with this single up the middle as Frankenmuth takes down the defending D4 champs 3-1. To the west side of the state, Hudsonville hit the road to take on Granville, who was ranked 4th in Division I, but it would be all Hudsonville getting the bats going in the opening inning. Annika Talsma with a deep drive to center that would score a run, and they led 1-0 after the first. Jump ahead to the 3rd with Granville trailing 2-1. Sydney Habor rips it to the left center. That would score Molly Schultz and Lexi Wickstrom. The Bulldogs take the lead 3-2. Moving over to the 5th inning now, it's Caitlin Ackerman looping on to left field. That would score Ava McIntyre as Granville would go on to beat Hudsonville 5-3. We head to Wixom for the Total Softball Backyard Challenge. In the championship game, we had a rematch of last year's D1 final as Allen Park took on South Lyon. We go to the 3rd inning. Our Softball Player of the Year candidate and Michigan commit Maddie Ramey with the RBI double to put the Jags up a pair. Same inning, Molly Holnow gets in on the fun with an RBI double as well. Allen Park led 3-0. It would be all Jaguars on this afternoon. In the 6th, Faith Peschke with the single scoring Maddie Hole as Allen Park gets its revenge on South Lyon. 11-1 the final to become the 2022 Total Softball Backyard Challenge champions. Well, every week we see how talented all these athletes are on the field, but now we want to get to know them off the diamond. So we decided to fire away with some speed questions about their everyday routines. This week we caught up with Allen Park's Maddie Ramey. Rapid fire questions, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, what is your go-to meal after a game?
Beat-ups.
Oh, what do you get at beat-ups?
Honey barbecue boneless wings.
Okay. What is your pre-game snack?
I probably have to say donuts if it's an early game.
Donuts?
Yeah. Like the little Hostess donuts, yeah.
What's your walk-up song?
Good Life by G-Eazy.
That's a good one. Tim Hortons or Starbucks?
Tim Hortons.
What's your order from Tim Hortons?
10 chocolate Timbits and dark roast double-double.
What is your most used emoji?
Probably the heart eye emoji.
The heart eye emoji?
Yeah.
That's awesome. If you were to open your Netflix right now, what are you watching?
The Flash.
Oh. What's your favorite movie or go-to movie you want something to watch, you turn it on?
Probably Pitch Perfect.
Ever wonder how to prevent Achilles tendon injuries? Well, so do I. DMC physical therapist and athletic trainer Laura Ramus and Utica High School's Allison Edwards explains and shows us just how on this week's DMC Game Changers.
Hi, I'm Laura Ramus with DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, and today on Game Changers, we're going to talk about the Achilles tendon, how to train it to prevent injury and treat injuries. A tendon is flexible but non-elastic. It attaches a muscle to a bone. In the case of an Achilles tendon, it attaches the two heads of the calf muscle to the heel. And it's super important in taking that force that you produce in the calf and making you run and jump. As an athlete, your muscles should stay flexible and your tendons stiff. They should act like this. When I stretch this out, the yellow is your calf and the gray is your tendon. A flexible calf, a stiff tendon. When you work out, a lot of times you'll get knots in that muscle, in that calf muscle. So when that becomes tight and you try to stretch it, Now the force is put through the tendon, and we don't want that compliance. I'm here with Allie from Utica High School, and we're going to demonstrate how to release the calf muscle to help prevent Achilles tendon problems or even treat them. Start out by taking a foam roll and rolling the back side of your calf. Find the spot that has a knot in it. Once you've found that knot, go ahead and take a ball. It can even just be a lacrosse ball. Put it right over that knot, deep pressure into that knot, completely relax the foot. This is super important. The foot's got to be relaxed in this position and the knee nice and relaxed. Hold this for 90 seconds. No more, no less. This is what the science tells us. After 90 seconds of that deep pressure, which might be a little uncomfortable, gently relax out of it and then perform a regular calf stretch. The next progression of this strain counter strain technique is then take a foam roller and place it right over that knot and then lean back into that foam roller. Hold that position with the foam rolling, pressing on that knot for another 90 seconds. Again, no more, no less. After 90 seconds of holding that knot, then go ahead and do a gentle calf stretch. The final progression is to really isolate that trigger point, that knot. So use, again, that lacrosse ball or tennis ball. Place it right on that knot, lean back into it, into this stretch position. Hold that pressure on that knot, again, for 90 seconds. After 90 seconds, come out of it gently and repeat a stretch. For more sports performance tips or to make an appointment with a DMC physical therapist or orthopedic specialist, visit dmc.org/gamechangers.
Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Then go where the pros go. DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. For immediate care, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers.
Welcome back into the State Champ Studio. I'm joined now by Donnie Dreyer for our favorite part of the show.
We love doing the show, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
For our favorite part, Total Softball Player of the Year update. But first, we want to touch on last weekend, Total Softball Backyard Challenge. It was a great weekend, not just weather-wise, but the talent out on the field with 16 teams out there.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome. I mean, obviously the weather being great was great, but great competition, great teams. I want to talk about the sportsmanship of everybody there. It's so important to me. I thought the coaches did a great job. I thought the parents did a great job. You know, the parents work so hard with their kids. They're in the backyard with them. They're training them. They're so involved with them. The coaches are with them every day. But this weekend, once the game started, the focus was on the field. And the parents stayed back and they let the kids play, and the coaches did the same thing. That was real important to me, and it was very impressive to see the sportsmanship that I saw out there. That just stood out to me.
Yeah, and we love that. I mean, that's what sports is about, sportsmanship, and that just makes it all better.
Yeah, and now talking about on the field.
Yeah, what did you see out there?
A couple of teams that just absolutely impressed me. One was Trenton. I mean, Trenton is a Division II team that's not ranked. They better be ranked now.
Yeah.
Because they were impressive. They hit the heck out of the ball. And another team that we always know, Walled Lake Northern, and they're always right in there, somewhere in the top 10. But year in, year out, Kristen Woodard does a great job, and she's got another team. She doesn't have the big-time superstar.
Right.
But right now, Brittany Mutter is pitching really well for her. Kiana Morgan's really hitting the ball for them. And they're another team that should be, a mainstay in the top 10. So I was very impressed with them. And I do have to do a shout out for the Downriver League.
Yes.
Because not only Allen Park, who won the tournament, it was great to see Allen Park in South Lyon facing off in a championship game, which is a rematch of the D1 finals last year.
I was going to say.
But this Downriver League, I mean, we already talked about Trenton. You got Allen Park that's got all the pieces. And, another team down there that's doing really good is Woodhaven. So there was a lot of talent down there, and people need to start recognizing it, including myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this a preview for what we could see in June? I don't know. We'll find out.
And another thing that was a treat to me, the ability to have someone like, legends and Hall of Famers like Diane Laffey,
right,
who's at Regina, 60 years, something like that.
Gosh,
Barry Patterson at Garden City that almost has 40 years. And to be able to sit back and watch these two Hall of Famers teach the game. I don't even like to call it coaching, teaching the game. It was just really cool to sit back and watch a few innings and watch them doing it. That was special to me, and that stood out.
Yeah, that's always awesome, and to see the tradition that they've built at both of their programs, both of their schools is so
amazing
great.
Teachers, and anyone that aspires to coach or continue coaching, just look at the demeanor of these Hall of Fame coaches and see how they do it.
Yeah, so we saw a lot of talent there in the dugouts coaching the teams, but also on the field, and one of them being Ava Bradshaw, who we're going to touch on a little bit today.
Yeah, Ava Bradshaw obviously won the Total Softball Player of the Year last year, and one of the front runners this year. She's now in her sophomore year. Ava brings the great velocity. She's in the upper 60s with her velocity. What I saw this weekend, some good things was, I thought her misses, her control was much better.
Yeah.
So if she was throwing balls, they were just off the plate. It looked to me like she was hitting her spots. And I saw her change up a little bit more, which I believe she's going to continue have to use that pitch.
Yeah.
But she's got an effective changeup. I think that she should use it more. Now, and we always forget about that. She's a great hitter too.
Yeah.
But when it comes to pitching, she's got amazing rise ball. But I think as she continues to develop, this is a game of adjustments. And I saw some really good hitting teams. In particular, one was Trenton, and the other one was Allen Park. They made adjustments, and they put the ball in play against her and hit the ball hard and got some hits. And I think, as Ava continues to develop, she'll understand that she won't always be able to beat people with just velocity.
Right.
She's going to have to kind of make adjustments on her own. And I think that's working both the outside, the inside of the plate, and her off-speed pitch, especially against great hitters. Now, Ava would probably tell you it wasn't her best weekend, but I sat there and watched her. She does so many great things.
Yeah, and speaking of adjustments, as we always do in softball, we do have some adjustments for our top 10 list this week. We do have an adjustment, and one of the persons that's coming off, Regan Bennett. Now, let me talk a second. Regan Bennett from Novi, similar to Ava, she throws in the upper 60s. She's got a little bit of an arm injury, nothing serious, right? They've done an MRI, there's no structural damage, but she's got some swelling. She is doing the right thing. Both her and her head coach they are resting her. Yeah. And Sid, I got to tell you, too many times the athletes feel like they need to play through pain. Yeah. And their body's telling them that's something wrong. And I would say to all the athletes that are watching this show, do not play through pain. And what happens is, and I've experienced this as a coach, they're afraid to tell the coach that they're hurt. Yeah. And then they're out there playing through pain, and then we get injuries. Yeah. And so Regan's doing it right. So she's not pitching. She will, I suspect she'll be back in early May pitching. For now, she's coming off the list because she's not having to get the games in that she wants to in terms of pitching. Right. And going on to the list is Regina's Abby Hornberger, who absolutely killed it this weekend. She was hitting bombs left and right. It had me fearing a little bit for Coach Laffey down there. She was screaming balls by her. But on Sunday alone, she hit 3 bombs. She had me chasing balls out on the railroad track. She hit them so far. So Abby's a senior that's going to be going to Princeton, and so she's now on the list. Yeah. And Regan's still on the watch list and have plenty of time to work her back on. Yeah, awesome. And like we told you guys, it'll continue to change as the season gets going, especially as the weather changes, so we get more games and hopefully no more rain delays. But also with that too, we have our podcast this week, Diamond Gems, and this is one you won't want to miss. We had a special guest this week. Coach 2K, affectionately known from Miami. She's done a great job. She won the MAC in her first season last year, leading the MAC again. Great insight on recruiting and what she's looking for. So you don't want to miss that segment. It was great information. Like we said, tune into our Diamond Gems podcast. You can find that on our website, statechampsw.com, and that's also where you can vote for the top 10. We forgot to mention that before. Statechampsw.com is where you can vote for the total softball top 10. So be sure to go there and tune into our podcast. It's a good one this week. It is. We'll get a little cold this week, but we're back in the 60s in the weekend, so a lot more softball. Yes. Well, thank you for joining us again for another edition of Swing Away. We'll have more next week, so stay tuned right here on SCW. State Champs Swing Away is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports. Visit ltuathletics.com and recruit yourself. State Champs Swing Away is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Detroit Medical Center Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Pros. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Male and Female Athlete of the Year Awards. Stay tuned for the announcement of this year's 12 nominees coming soon. Who will be this year's Male and Female Athletes of the Year? Find out live Monday, June 6th, only on the State Champs Michigan Network. U.S. Navy Recruiting Michigan. Call 313-315-2560 and talk to a local officer to find out how the Navy can take you anywhere from the sea to the stars. Oakland School's technical campuses are designed for any student who wants to graduate high school with industry certifications, on-the-job experiences, business connections, and college credits. Check them out at ostconline.com.